Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Experience where experiencer is born, samsara begins. Experience where experiencer is not born, the samsara ends. This is the funda. We have to hold on to this. It is something like standing in front of the mirror, reflection will happen. You cannot stop it. Body identification will happen. You cannot stop it. Now the question is, do we take the reflection in the mirror as real and suffer like a bird or a dog? Or we look at the reflection, I was thinking, Brahman kahan se aa gaya? So, when we don't take the reflection in the mirror as real, we enjoy it. We don't suffer. On the contrary, we stand there from different angles. This angle, that angle, this angle, this angle. We enjoy. But the bird also is seeing the same thing. The dog is also seeing the same thing. See? Have you read one book? Nobody has read that book which I read. The name of the book is Doga. That book I read in Australia when I went and stayed with one Fiji family. First time I stayed with them. So they kept one book next to my table or bed. And such a rare title, Doga. What could be that book? So I opened. It was Yoga for Dogs. And you will see the dog does the Surya Namaskar when he gets out of the sleep. See? Mitraya Nama. Oh. See? So, when we take the reflection in the mirror to be real like a dog, we will be struggling to get rid of it because it is other than me. Dvitiyatvai bhayam bhavati. Upanishad says, wherever there is a sense of otherness, two things happen. Either desire, anger, etc., or the fear. And both of them, desire, anger, greed, which are the gateways to the hell, and fear is the experience of hell while here. And the main cause is when we take the sense of otherness as real. So it cannot be changed. Body identification will happen. You cannot change it. Then the only option is, instead of living as body, we have to learn to live through body. How to live through body? As you are living through your husband, through your wife, you tolerate, is it not? That which cannot be cured should be, no, not endured, should be enjoyed. Conversion of endurance into enjoyment is spiritual practice. Otherwise, pata nahi, kya paap kiya tha? No. Accept the things cheerfully or accept the things miserably. Acceptance is not option. Therefore, when we are contemplating about our essential nature, what is the meaning of self-realization? So here the teacher tells us, when we are seeing something outside, then the three things are born: object of knowledge, knowledge of the object, and the experiencer of the object. Three. But when it comes to the self, there the knower is not born. See? Now I hope you are hearing me. I won't say listening, you are hearing me. So in that, hearer is born. But you are in being, there is no becoming. See? Being is only knowing. Now this experience of yours is Atmanam chet vijaniyat ayamasmiti purushaha. Then at this moment, Kimichan, do you have any desire? Kasya kamaya, for whom? Are we now this time aware of our hairstyle if we have? Think. So the samsara begins when we take body identification as real, and when we work through the body, it is not a problem. And therefore, chakshu deepavapekshete ghatate darshane yatha na deepa darshane kintu chakshu ekam apekshate. If I am seeing something, an inert object, then other light is required. But if I am seeing the bulb, lit bulb, I don't require any other object, because the Swam Prakasha Sarupatvan. In the same manner, our being is not receiving light from anything. So there is a knowledge of our being, but a knower is not born. Then what happens to this Chidabhasa? See, who was going good and bad experiences? Now here the teacher continues, Sthitaha api asau Chidabhasaha brahmani eki bhavet parem natu brahman tishayam phalam kuryan ghatadivat. Now be attentive. Take an example to understand. A mirror and a candle. So there is the reflection of the flame of the candle in the mirror. So there will be two lights. One light will be coming from the candle, other light will be coming from the reflected candle in the mirror. So if you change the direction, you can see the reflection falling here and here. Actually, the mirror does not have light, but it can reflect light, is it not? Very simple. When it doesn't have light, we even don't recognize the presence. But when a candle is kept, light comes. Oh, there is a mirror there. Very good. Now, this candle is Jiva, rather the candle is Brahman, and the reflected candle is Jiva. Now this Brahman and the Jiva. Now the Jiva is constantly contemplating on Brahmabhyasa. Brahmasmi, meaning what? None of the worldly things disturb me. No thought issue. Sakshi bhav. Good thoughts come and go, who cares? Bad thoughts comes and go, who cares? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Nothing disturbs. Net result is, this candle is coming nearer to the reflection. And when the flame of the candle and the flame in the mirror, they come very close because of the heat of the original candle, the mercury oxide, which is creating mirror out of a glass sheet, slowly gets melted and it drops. Thereafter, where that reflection has gone, Chidabhas merges in consciousness. Thereafter, who will ask the question? Nobody will ask. Because there is nobody left. See? Therefore, Karnataka, when on the stage an actor is acting, he is being tortured and all that. That time he knows, I am not tortured, I am just acting. But the audience doesn't know. They get so much involved in the theme of that drama that every torture given to that actor on the stage, they start feeling bad. See? That time what goes on in the mind of the actor? Are Dumbo, I am paid for fake crime. You are paying for real crime. Therefore, the audience is in samsara and the actor is realized. So you are all realized because as if you are listening and I keep on talking. So I am a samsari and you are realized. Hey friends, spiritual evolution is not a mechanical process. Therefore, Sitaha api asau chidabhasa brahmani eki bhavet param. So, will we ask the question, where the reflection from the mirror has gone? It has gone nowhere because it existed never. Another simple example. This example I have given, it really happened. One girl came to me in Mumbai and she said, Swamiji, Mummy has asked me to talk to you. I kept quiet. She said, do you know that I am divorced? I said, yes. Mummy has asked me to talk to you. I said, I don't want to get married to you. Not that. Then what? Then she said, there is some function in our family. And according to some rules, whatever it may be, she is not allowed to attend the function because she doesn't have a husband. It is only for the married girls program. Now her question is, after divorce, have I become widow? Tell me. When she is married, girl plus wife, divorce, where the wife has gone? She has gone back to the girl. Or she disappeared. That which doesn't exist, only appears, is mithya pratyaya. And therefore, what happens to the jiva? Nothing happens because he never existed. This is the meaning, Atmanam ched vijaniyan ayam asmiti purusha. When the purusha, the jiva, comes to discover this, that essentially aham brahmasmi. So all the sadhana is only for recognizing our correct identity. And for that, out of so many methods, one method I had told you, that experience where experiencer is not born, is living in God. So take care of the children, but let the father or the mother be not born. When father, mother is born, then 24/7, that useless baby is the only theme. There is no other topic in life. See, friends. So, sthito api asau chidamasa brahmani eki bhavet param. Natu brahmani atishayam phalam kurjat. But in case of knowing the self, the Brahman, there is no formation of the knower of the Brahman. See? Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. Knowing Brahman is being Brahman. You cannot know the reality remaining apart from the reality. Friends. So, natu brahmani atishayam phalam kuryat ghatadivat. Therefore, when we see the other objects, there the knower is born. So, this principle also I told you. In knowledge, knower is essential. If there is no knower, knowledge cannot happen. Two objects, inert objects, get together, they will not know each other. Some knower is required. But when the same principle we bring to knowing ourselves, when I say I know myself, so do I know myself objectively? So that knowledge where knower is not born, that experience where experiencer is not born, is the ultimate truth. And therefore, don't struggle, relax. And therefore, in our scriptures, the truth is indicated in two ways. Aprameya anadim cha iti atra shrutehe idam iritam manasa eva avaptavyam iti divyapyata shrutaha. So, in our scriptures it is said, what is the truth? The truth aprameyam, cannot become an object of knowledge, anadim, without any beginning, without any end, etc. In these words, the absence of phalavyapti is said. Phalavyapti means what? A knower is not born. When it cannot be known, how a knower be born? See? How simple it is. And therefore, be attentive. On the spiritual path, there is neither success nor failure. Success and failure is for somebody. When the somebody is not born, who succeeds and who fails? Like an actor acting on the stage. Is he successful or a failure? None. He is just acting. See, simple it is. It's not difficult. And then second thing, manasa eva idam avaptavyam iti divyapyata shruta. Then the truth has to be known by the mind. That means focus your mind on something higher. Naturally, the lower things will drop away. See, when can we focus attention on something higher? When we have recognized the value and importance and the greatness of something higher, lower things automatically drop. See? But instead of that, we want to remain at a lower level and grow. You cannot. Therefore, when the mind is engaged in something higher in life, lower things will not bother us. And you know the best part, we are never miserable for something great. We are miserable for third class thing. सुबह चाय नहीं मिली, अरे दरिद्री. Be miserable that you could not spend your day happily. That is important. The day we recognize this, the whole life will change. So manasa evidam vaptavyam dhivyapyata shruta. Meaning what? Now focus your mind on something higher. Now be attentive. Mind can focus on something finite. What is finite? The world. What is the world? Name and form. Nama rupatmakam jagat. Name are finite. Rupa is finite. So, what is the infinite then? Formless is infinite. Space. Words are finite. Then silence is infinite. So, give the mind one of the two supports. Sit in the dark room in your house, close everything. Absolutely not a freck of light should come. pitch darkness. Sit comfortably. Open your eyes. Because there is nothing to see, seer is not born. But seeing is happening because eyes are open. So what is that experience? Seeing without the birth of a seer is the truth. Or you take other support, Nama. Sounds are many. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. How many times? 3 times. How 3 times? Because in between there was silence. But your ears cannot hear silence. They can hear only sounds. How did you know the silence? Sounds are many, silence is one. Sounds are created, silence is not created. Sounds end, silence doesn't end. So make silence as an object of knowledge. How can we do that? Simple technique. Remain indifferent to all sounds. How it is possible? You are doing it now also. I am talking for last 22 minutes. Have you heard me all the time? Huh? Even this is not heard. See, friends, when you make the infinite as an object of knowledge, the mind disappears. See? And therefore, all the attributes are negated. Arupam, Ashabdam, Asparsham, Agandham. Come back to this. Again, one example we'll take. Gandha is smell. Gandha is the tanmatra of the Prithvi Tattva. What we understand is Sugandha or Durgandha. We are talking about only Gandha. See? Rasa, tanmatra of the Jala. We are talking only about the taste, not sweet or sour. Sweet and sour, etc. are many. But the taste element is only one. So what will be the spiritual practice? Don't get lost into anything which is specific, special, and march towards the non-specific and common. So vision is common for all the colors and forms. So what will be your meditation? Meditation will be marching from all the varieties of colors and forms and going back to the vision. Now multiply this example. Let all the objects be there, but nothing should disturb us. Presence or absence. Then again we go back. Sense organs are 5, mind is 1. Sense organs are specific to the particular object, mind is common. Go back. The mind has got likes and dislikes. But I is supporting both likes as well as dislikes. But this stupid I is also not available all the time, only in the waking. In deep sleep, where this I goes, so he is also not real. This journey from the virtual to the actual is the practice of Vedanta. घंटी बजाओ नहीं. Therefore, आत्मानं चेद विजानीयात् अयमस्मि इति वाक्यतः ब्रह्मात्म व्यक्तिमुल्लिख्य यो बोधः सः अभिधीयते. So in this first verse that we have seen from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Atmanam ched vijaniyat ayam asmiti, when the Purusha, the Jiva, comes to discover that Aham Brahmasmi, then Brahmatma Vyaktim Ullikhya. So the Atma is of the nature of Brahman. The husband comes to know, I am of the nature of man. The son comes to know, I am of the nature of man. The father comes to know, I am of the nature of man. But what happens? In front of the father, in front of the wife, in front of the son, this man forgets that I am essentially a man and gets so much carried away and suffers. And then say, like NRIs in America say, one NRI asked me this question, a Gujarati one. He said, Swamiji, please tell me why my son is like that. Doesn't listen to me. I'm fed up. And फेंक दो उसको. No, I can't do that. Then suffer. That I am doing, but why this is happening? Back home, the standard phrase. Back home, when we were children, we used to respect our parents. We used to do whatever they tell. When my father used to come to my room, I used to run to other room. But now here, when my son comes to my room, I run to the room. I have to listen to him. He doesn't listen to me. Why this is happening? I said, my rule is very simple. I will talk. Thereafter, no discussion, no argument. Agreed? Then I'll talk. Yes. I said, we were lucky to have good parents. Now decide. आत्मानं चेत विजानीयात् अयमस्मीति वाक्यतः ब्रह्मात्मक्य व्यक्ति उल्लिख्य. Therefore, yes, we have to play the various role, but don't forget you are essentially divine. The problem is only forgetfulness. Don't forget that. So, yo bodha saha avidiyate. This is what is meant by this Mahavakya Upadesh. Astu. Bodha aparoksha atra Mahavakya tathapyasau na drudaha shravanadinam acharehi punariranad. We hear while satsanga is going on, aham brahmasmi. After satsanga is over, I am brahmosmi. Here everything is so lovely. But when we go out, Swamiji Patali, somebody has taken my slippers. Can there be better joke than this? People ask us this, Swamiji, why people take the shoes? I said they are wise people. When they come with the old slipper means strong ego. They come to the temple, leave the slipper out, come, take darshan, and select a new slipper. Old ego drop. They are real spiritual practitioners. All the time, lost in small little things. So, astu bodho aparokshatra mahavakya tathapyasau na drudaha. But this understanding what is happening here, it is not firm. And therefore, shravanadinam acharehi punaha iranat. And therefore, you may compromise with anything in life. Do not compromise with the satsanga. Twice a day. No option. You may not take bath. This is the best thing I like, Swamiji. You may not take bath, you may not take food, you may not do or not anything. Satsanga is no option. All the problems happen because of wrong thinking. Wrong thinking cannot be corrected by yoga and not thinking. Chitta vritti nirodha will not remove your wrong notions. Wrong notions are removed by right understanding. See, I got so many yoga friends, and yet I got the courage to talk before them. This is the truth. See? Therefore, na drudaha shravanadinam acharehi punha iranad. We have to again and again listen. So, aham brahmeti vakyartha bodhaha yavat drudhe bhavet shamadhi sahitas tavat abhyasat shravanadikam. And therefore, Never take for granted anything in life. Never take anything for granted. How important it is. Therefore, Shamadhi Sahita. So you are all the students, Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikari, Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Shraddha, Tidiksha, Samadhana, Shamadhi Sadaka Sampatti. Why I am telling people say, Swamiji, वो Shamadhi Sadaka Sampatti क्या है? How can you become miserable? All the wise people spread all over the world. So, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhana and Mumukshutvam, these are to be constantly observed in one's life. See, we cannot take anything for granted in life. Shamadhi, Shadaka Sampatti. Then, Abhya said, Shravanadikam. So, Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasana. It is said Shravan, not reading. Reading is what? The knowledge is printed on the book. Book is inert. Printed letters are inert. And you have to lift from that inert into your mind. Mind is also inert. Where the knowledge will happen. But when we listen to satsanga, it is already lifted, digested, experienced by the teacher, and that experience is revealed to you. And therefore, Shravana is the real spiritual practice, not reading and studying. No, it will not help. See, friends, what happens otherwise? Something is being told, we say, what is told here, but it is not written. Useless. We start comparing. Don't keep anything in the hand. Sit quiet, relax. Not to remember anything, just relax. Slowly, slowly, it will become absorbed. So, Shamadi Sahitastava Shravane Sharanadikam. Continue this. Then, Badham Santi Adardasya Hetava Shruti Anekata Asambhavya Arthasya Viparahitacha Bhavana. Now, there are many causes why this knowledge, although we are listening, does not become firm. Many reasons. One reason is Shruti Anekata. In different Upanishad, different things are said. For example, in Taittiriya Upanishad, the Pancha Mahabhutas are told. Chandogya only 3. 2 kahan gaye? Chutti par gaye. See? And therefore we get confused. So, Shruti Anekata and then Asambhavyatvam Arthasya. Asambhav. How it is possible to remain without body identification? How it is possible? Are you not identified with the body? Asambhavya. And Viparitacha Bhavana. It is easier. Yes, I am body. Where is the problem? So these 3 things are the cause why our knowledge does not become firm and we don't get rooted in this thing. Now here the teacher says, Shakha Bhedat Kama Bheda Shrutam Karmani Anyatha Anyatha Evam Atrapi Ma Shankita Ataha Sharanam Acharet. What you tell is true, my dear. Shruti Anekata. Differences in the Shruti Vakya is with reference to karma, upasana, not about the Brahman. See, it is not, there is the Shaiva Brahman and there is the Vaishnava Brahman. No. And therefore, evam atra na shankita, ma shankita, ataha shravanam acharet. See, once I was in Gujarat and somewhere we were going, there was a big ashram. So my friend said, Swami, should we go? I said, go, no problem. We went. It was some kind of Gurukul and all young children with the yellow thing putting. So they saw me coming, they came. So I went and stood in front of Bhagwan Krishna. He said, what is your sampradaya? You are Vaishnava or Shaiva? I said, I am Vaishnava. Swamiji, namaste. Had I said I am Shaiva, no, go away. For Vedanta, The difference is Shaiva, Veda, then Ganapatya, Saurya, Shakta does not mean anything. See, don't get differentiated. So, evam atrapi ma shankita, ataha shravanam acharet. See, Mirabai's bhajan, Payoji maine, but she was the Krishna Bhakta. She has done something wrong. Payoji maine Krishna bhajan Ramapa. No. See, friends, when you reach the ultimate, differences on account of name and form dissolve. Therefore, Vedantanam asheshenam adi madhyavasanatah atmani eva tatparya iti di shravanam bhaved. So what is the meaning of shravana according to Vedanta Shastra? See? Asheshena adi madhya avasanata. In the beginning, in the center, at the end, Brahmatmani eva tatparyam. Recognize your essential nature to be the infinite reality. That is the only purpose. Therefore, whether you are chanting Om Namah Shivaya or you are chanting Hare Ram, or you are not chanting anything, it makes no difference. See, friends, Brahmatmani eva tatparyam iti dhi shravanam bhavet. If this is happening, then we are following the study of Vedanta Shastra. And then one day it happens that nothing disturbs you. This undisturbed presence is the divinity. Therefore, when we are studying, don't get lost into these usual things where people get lost. Like, in Bhagavad Gita also you will see. Some of them say that Bhagavad Gita talks about karma in the first 6 chapters, and next 6 chapters they talk about bhakti, and in the last 6 chapters they talk about jnanam. It's okay for talking, but the truth is not that. The truth is, like Bhagavan says in 13th chapter, that second verse we bypass. When Bhagavan says, Kshetradyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. I am alone expressing in everything. Expressions may be different, but the one who is expressing is one. That is our tatparya. There where our attention should go. Now, if this is understood, then come back to yourself. So the eyes say, I alone support and illuminate all colors and forms. The mind says, I alone support all the sense organs. Then I say, I alone support raga dvesha of the mind. Then life says, I alone support the manifestation of I in the waking and unmanifestation of I in the deep sleep. Go back. All the differences will dissolve. Friends, our life is at the periphery, not at the center. You might have sometime enjoyed the local giant wheel, not the one which is in Singapore, the dumbest giant wheel. You don't get even the feeling whether it is moving or not. It is so slow. Even the ants go faster. So you take our Bombay Wala, once we had in Ganeshpuri, it was manually done. So we sat out with the kids and all that. When it was moving, when it goes down, oh, what a great fun. No, I can't sit there. So when you are at the periphery, you suffer. But if you come to the hub, the center, you enjoy. Be attentive. For one center, there can be many peripheries. Adding more circumferences around the same center is not a burden on the center. Take center point, 1 inch diameter or radius, and move one circle. Second, 2 inch radius and move. Add n number of circles. Is it a burden on the center? One circle, my father. Then second circle, my mother. Third circle, my wife. Fourth circle, my child number one. Fifth circle, child number two. Sixth circle, child number. How many stop? So keep on adding. Does it add any burden to the center? But can these circumferences exist without the center? But what happens? We are living at the periphery and all the time suffering as somebody. Therefore, spiritual practices don't become anyone special. Be common. Man is common. Son is special. Man is common. Husband is special. Man is common. The father is special. The special suffer spatially. Man is happy. Recognize this. Therefore, kshetradyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetrepshu bharata. The same statement you apply to yourself. Man says, I am supporting the son, I am supporting the husband, I am supporting the father. Because I am a support, I can't be influenced by that. Then what is to be done? Play the game of life. That's all. But we become, no, when will I get realized? What will you do by realization? How far I have come in realization? You'll enjoy these questions. कमर तक आए, टाइम है अभी. लेकिन ऊपर क्यों नहीं जाते? क्योंकि कमर को कमर बनाओ, अभी कमरा है. Friends, get lost in all these questions. Now, all these doubts are analyzed and sorted out in Brahma Sutra. I'll simply read and go ahead because we have not studied that. Samanvaya adhyaye etaduktam dhi swasthakaribihi tarkahi sambhavanarthasya dvitiya adhyaye irita. So, Shravanam is the only way which is indicated in the Samanvaya Adhyaya of Brahma Sutra, where it is clearly indicated that if you are really walking the spiritual path according to Vedanta, don't get disturbed by anything else. Hold on to the truth. And in the second chapter, the Samanvaya, first was Samanvaya and the second one was the Avirodha. Avirodha means leading a samsaric life is not contrary to your spiritual practice. How it can be done? Only one way, Karnataka, there is no other way. The highest spiritual practice, we told you, wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. That's it. कुछ बनो मत. Play the role and remove the costumes after the job is over. Now, Bahu Janma Drudabhyasad Dehadishu Atmadhikshanad Punah Udeti Evam Jagat Satyadhiravi. When although we are practicing this, yet because of our long standing practice, the Dehatma Buddhi, I am body, and Jagat Satyatva, the world is real. This comes again and again, again and again. And if we observe it consciously, when somebody dies, the one who is alive, observe their dialogues. Their dialogues are not pertaining to the person who died. Their dialogues are pertaining to what will happen to me. Just simple, it's not difficult. Because now me means body, that body died, so what will happen to this body? But it should be practiced, should not be spoken. In Assam, Tejpur, many years before, there was one Marwadi Amma, she used to come for satsang. And she called me for food to her house. They had a hardware shop, all the steel things, and on the top is their house. So I went there. She had to go through that, negotiate. She took me, Swamiji, please meet. So there was one person sitting, real Marwadi, round figure, and pan in the mouth. So that lady can imagine Vedanta. Swamiji, yes, this body is the husband of this body. Then I had to introduce. I said, this body is the guru of this body. Height of foolishness. When you are living, talk normal. See? So, bahu janma drudabhyasad. So, if dehatma bhava becomes less, be attentive. If dehatma bhava becomes less, what are the symptoms? Disease is determined by observing the symptoms, is it not? If dehatma bhava is reduced, what are the symptoms? There will be two symptoms. One, worldly objects, possessiveness, and sangraha, accumulation. This attitude will be reduced. Symptom of reducing the dehatma bhava. Second thing, relations will not be a problem. Now these two things we experience in deep sleep. Tatra mata amata bhavati. And therefore, when we are practicing this, observe this thing. Are we getting attracted toward the worldly things as we used to get before we started studying Vedanta Shastra? But people like us, Babaji also, they do the same thing. It's not only you. Babaji do the same thing. While talking, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, मेरे आश्रम के लिए पैसा दो. See, friends, it has to be lived in letter and spirit. Then only it makes a difference. So, Bahujanma Dridhabhyasat Dehat Dishu Atmadhikshanat Punah Punah Udeti. And therefore, similarly, Jagat Satyatvadhi api. We take these two notions again and again. And therefore, Viparita Bhavana Iyam Aikagryat Nivartate. So this wrong notion has to be removed by constant focusing on this. So, Ekagrita means what? We have to have one ability, and that ability I call it mantra. We must practice this mantra. The mantra is ability to say no in life, and ability to listen no from life. I learned this thing from all my ammas in the world. If you see in my room, so many things are brought. I feel sometimes, am I a buffalo? So they will be bringing, okay. Then suppose I give to somebody, Swamiji, I am brought it for you. You have given to them. Then I had to protect myself. I don't like it. Then look at their face. Time pass. We have to have the ability to say no. I don't want. Otherwise, we will be crushed in this world. I am telling you from my direct experience. Please take. I have prepared it for you, Swamiji. If you don't feel, I'll feel very bad. But you will feel bad. But if I eat, I will die. What about that? Never mind. You eat. So we have to have the courage to deny. No means no. Similarly, we also must have the ability to get denied without getting frustrated. Then alone the world is real and I am body. These two notions can be corrected. So viparita bhavana yam aikagriyat nivartate. Don't try to make anybody happy in this world. Why? We are belonging to democracy. Everybody has a right to be miserable. Tathastu. God has failed to make us happy. And we, the miserable, want to make others happy. Don't worry about it. Therefore, iya viparita bhavana aikagriyate vartate, committed only to the truth. Then tattva upadeshat prageva bhavati etat upasanat. So before listening to the Vedanta, if we have done this practice, we are committed to something full-heartedly, no other things. Then slowly, this knowledge that I am body and the world is real will slowly weakened out. And the same thing is continued upastaya eva atra brahmashastreshi chintita prag anabhyasinaha paschat brahmabhyasena tad bhavet. Therefore in Upanishad, two types of upasanas are told. We belong to the anupasti, those who have not done upasana in life. And there are some, they have done upasana in life, right from childhood. They were having systematic lifestyle, doing the Sandhyavandanam and doing the Gayatri Japa and everything. So these are two types of people. The first type of people, they are disciplined in whatever they are doing. And the second type of people, they have never done it, therefore they are not that way disciplined. So upasti and anupasti. Now here it is said, those who have done upasana earlier, for them it is easier to get into this Brahmabhyas. And those who have not done like us, for them paschat Brahmabhyasena tad bhavet. Now what is the meaning of Brahmabhyas? Here the teacher says this. This is from Yoga Vasishta. Tat chintanam, tat kathanam, anyonyam tat prabodhanam, etat eka paratvam cha Brahmabhyasa vidur buddhaha. Buddhaha, the wise people tell, tat chintanam, think only about Paramatma. Be attentive. What can you think about Paramatma? What is Paramatma? Paramatma is infinite. So make infinite as the object of contemplation. When infinite becomes the object of contemplation, mind dissolves in consciousness like the ice cube dissolves in water. Water and ice are the same. Water with shape is ice. Ice without shape or form is water. Consciousness with shape is mind. Mind without shape is consciousness. Mind with shape is words. Words without shape is mind. So where do you start? Don't talk to yourself. So the speech, which is expression of the mind, goes back to the mind. And this mind is making infinite as the object of knowledge. Then the mind is unable to experience infinite, then the mind dissolves in consciousness. This is what is mentioned here. Tat chintanam. Then tat kathanam. If we have to talk, only this topic. Clause, if you have to talk. Is it necessary to talk? Before talking, ask this question. Who asked you? So, tat chintanam, tat kathanam. Then, anyonyam tat prabodhanam. If we are talking among ourselves, only this topic. Not the same. आप कहाँ के हैं? क्यों पैदा हो गए? कब पैदा हुए? कैसे पैदा हुए यार आप? अरे, no need. Don't have to have any information about anybody in this world. You know, the biggest gift God has given us is the ability to forget. Don't unnecessarily collect garbage in the head. Anyonyam tat prabodhanam etat ekaparatvam cha. Thus we are committed to the one. There are two types of ones. One type of one is the one which can be multiplied by 2 or divided by 2. The second type of one is the one which can neither be multiplied by 2 nor can be divided by 2. The second one is mentioned here. See friends, etadeka paratvam cha brahmabhyasam vidurbudhaha. All other topics have no meaning. Just drop them as they are. This is what Vrihadaranyaka Upanishad says. Tameva dhiro vidnyaya prajnan kurvita brahmanaha nanudhyayan bahun shabdan vacho viglapanam hitat. Tameva dhiro vidnyaya prajnam kurvita brahmanaha. Make only this theme as the only theme of contemplation. What it is like being without becoming. When we know, we become knower. But when we know without becoming a knower, this is what is mentioned here, prajnam kurvita brahmana. Tameva dhiraha vidnyaya. Having known the self, then thereafter hold on to that. Hold on to that means don't get involved in this world even 1%. And how do we get involved in this world? Nanudhyayan bahun shabdan. Don't get involved in reading, studying too many things. Enough. Once a seeker asked Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi a question. How many Upanishads we have to study to realize? So Bhagavan's answer used to be unique. He said, how many mirrors you require to see your face? Otherwise, we get so much lost. And you will see those who are extremely well read, Vachaspati, they are quoting so much that in their expression, erudition and scholarship become the major expression, not the experience. See, friends, erudition and scholarship has nothing to do with the truth. Therefore, nanudhyayan bahun shabdan. Don't get lost in unnecessary reading so many things here and there and here. So what is the meaning of bahun shabdan? All the topics which are not connected with our spiritual practice. Like people ask us, Swamiji, can you tell us something about Kundalini? Kundalini is when the cobra is sitting in 3.5 circles and the snake is up. There is Kundalini. Then what we have to do? Go in front of the cobra and do namaskar. Then what will happen? He will bless you. I am not telling this is not the path, but it is not for us. There are so many things available. You find out which suits you. See, if this was not suiting you, you would never have come here. Then we will go to somewhere. Oh, Swamiji, what is Kundalini? What happens? Something garam garam goes up. Gas. What else can go up? No, but there must be something. I said, look here, I'll tell you. Once you are clear about this Vedanta knowledge, everything you can discuss, understand in that light. So Kundalinis can be classified in three ways. Kriya Kundalini, Prana Kundalini, Jnana Kundalini. You will not get in books, don't try to search. The Muladhara Chakra is body identification. Swadhisthana Chakra is the burden of desires because of body identification. Manipur Chakra is the greed. Desires can never be satiated. So Manipur Chakra is the greed, lobha. And when we rise above these three, Trividham Narakasedam Dwaram Nashanam Atmana, when we rise above the three chakras, then we start working on the mind. So working on the mind is your Anahata Chakra. See? And when this working culminates into knowledge without objects, see? Vishuddha Chakra. There is knowledge but no object. Vishuddha Chakra. And ultimately, this knowledge is not limited to me, but it is Aham Brahmasmi. That is your Agya Chakra. This is the Jnana Kundalini. Therefore, don't get lost into too many things. इसको पकड़ के रखो. So, Nanudhyayan Bahun Shabdan, Vacho Viglapanam Hitat. Similarly, unwanted thing that we read is about the worldly things, worldly themes. Who has come, who has gone, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Relax. This government, that government. Be attentive. When we know something is an illusion, what is our interaction with the illusions? First, we do not want to improve the illusion. We do not want to destroy the illusion. We do not talk the illusion. We do not want to possess the illusion. Then we enjoy. Like the rainbow. It appears, doesn't exist. Therefore, do we ever say that let me cut a piece and give it to my wife for her birthday? No. Do we want to improve the same color pattern all the time? Let us change. No. Do we want to destroy it? No. Because we have recognized it as illusion. So if we have really digested this, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, then Brahma Satyam, therefore we cannot have the burden of desires, and Jagan Mithya, we will not be unnecessarily getting influenced by the world. The world has always been like this. There is nothing new ever has happened. We are not meeting here for the first time. Millions of times we have come here and gone. Anyaham Veda Sarvani Natvam Veta Parantapa. See, the more you are living in this knowledge, life becomes light in the light of wisdom. But we become so serious because we are holding on to the body identification and the world as real. So, what should be the upasana to get out of this wrong notion? Ananya achintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. LIC. Yogakshemam vahamyam. Sure. Bhagwan Krishna's word stolen. And actually we should have a case against them. Now what this verse tells, See, from the Vedanta point of view, Ananya Chintayanto Mam, he who recognizes himself as not other than me. Anya is other, Ananya not other. See? Ananya Chintayanto Mam. Ye jana pariyupasate. It is not only in the temple. Afterwards, no, no, no. Pariyupasate everywhere, every time, in every situation. I am one with the divine. He has never forsaken me. Then, tesham nityaviyuktanam. So, Ananya Vastu Bheda gone. Pariyupasate Desha Bheda has gone. Nitya Yuktanam Kala Bheda has gone. So that which is not conditioned by time, space and object, that is the truth. He who is abiding in that, Yoga Kshemam Mahamyam, his things are taken care of. Yoga, what we don't have, to get it, and Kshema, what we have, it is protected. Once this becomes the knowledge, thereafter, will we ever worry what will happen after I die? People are waiting after I die. Hey friends, when we are alive, what has happened? So what can happen after we die? See friends, if we really digest Vedanta Shastra, you will refuse to die. Death is an illusion. Nobody has ever died so far. Iti Shruti Smriti Nityam Atmani Ekagrata Dhiyaha. So, according to the Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam is what? You are no more worried about your security. See? What is LIC? पैसा दो तुम मरो फिर हम देखेंगे. देखो महाराज, therefore iti shruti smriti nityam atmani ekagratam dhiyaha. So what is said, all these things, focus your attention on your own being. Don't get lost. Who has come, who has gone, what is his name, what is them, what they are doing. We need no need. Our Swami Akhandanji Maharaj, his, some of the disciples said, devotees rather, not disciples, devotees. After he has gone to the next one, Mantaji, they said, see, Maharajji had his devotees all over the world. So, like the Rotary Club, they have got a directory of the Rotarians in that particular town and what is the day and time of the meeting, etc. Similarly, we can make for Swamiji's devotees. So, that Mahantaji said, this thing has come to Maharajji also. He said, don't. Don't create mandali around you. Do the one all alone without feeling lonely. Because what is Rotary Club people do? Suppose they have to go to New York. They go there. Go to some Rotarian's house. Free khana. Sure. Similarly, a devotee, chalo. Hariom. I am also. Satyanas. So, iti shruti smriti nitya atma ekagratam diha vidattaha. So, our attention is, according to Upanishad or Gita, only on our being. Friends, Vedanta teaches us to be self-oriented. All other paths talk about self-centered. Being self-centered is living as somebody. Being self-oriented is dissolving this body into nobody. Ko Maharaj. So, iti shruti smriti nitya atmani ekagratam diya vidattaha. It is again and again emphasized, and viparitayaha bhavanaya kshayayahi. So the wrong notions, viparita bhavana. What is viparita bhavana? Viparita bhavana is I am body and the world is real. See? Therefore, this Tashravanam Tat Kathanam, it has to be continuous process. Yad yatha vartate tasya tattvam hitva anyathatvadhi viparita bhavana syat pitradau aridhir yatha. Whatever is as it is, not understanding is as it is, but understanding the contrary way is called as viparita bhavana, the wrong understanding, just like when the father is strict during the childhood and makes the children disciplined, that time the child thinks, my father is a Hitler. But he is strict only for the good of the child. But that time the child doesn't understand. The viparita bhavana. In the same manner, instead of living through the body, we start living as the body and think that is the only truth. So, Atma Dehadi Bhinnoyam Mithya Cha Idam Jagattayoho Dehadhyatma Satyatvam Dhir Viparjaya Bhavana. So, Atma Dehadi Bhinnaha Ayam. The self is other than the body and Idam Jagat Mithya, and the world is an illusion. This is the truth. But Viparita Bhavana will be, I am the body and the world is real. And whenever you take something as real, then you will start getting frustrated, influenced by that. But when you recognize that this is just an illusion, you enjoy, you cannot suffer. So, tattva bhavanaya nashet sato dehati riktatam atmano bhavayet tadvar mithyatvam jagatah anisham. So, tattva bhavanaya. When we do tattva bhavana. Now, what is the meaning of the tattva? Be attentive. Tattva, tat is both root, dhatu, as well as the sarvanam, the pronoun. Tva means ness, lazy, laziness. Crazy, craziness. Busy, busyness. Tat means Paramatma. Tva, Paramatma-ness. Tat tanoti iti tat. That which expands. Chaitanya expands as Chaitana. Chaitana expands as mind. Mind expands as sense organs. Sense organs expand as the sense objects. Tattva Chintan. Tattva Bhavanaya Dehati Riktitam Nashet. So, the body identification is slowly given up, and then Atmana Bhavaya Tasmat. Therefore, keep on holding on to this, get freedom from the body identification, and the Jagat is real. This wrong notion also has to be discarded by this Tattva Bhavana. Therefore, don't take spiritual life is very serious. Now, this spiritual practice according to Vedanta, is it like the other practices? Kim mantra japa murti dhyanavat atma bhedadihi jagan mithyadvadishchatra kartavya syad udanyatha. So like mantra sadhana, you are given a mantra and you have to chant a mantra. The mala should not touch here, you should not say loudly, nobody should see that, and you should not say without taking bath, you should not go here and there. After you are gone, you should wash your feet. So many rules and regulations. Similarly, Murti Puja, if it is Vishnu, only yellow, dirty yellow flower has to be given. If it is the Devi, only red flower has to be given. Is Bhole Baba, only the white flower has to be given. So many rules and regulations. Is it the same way when you are contemplating on the self? So, Dehatma Bhedadi, I am other than the body. Is it a rule to be followed? The world is an illusion. Is there any dictum? From morning 5 to 6 o'clock, world is illusion. Why I sleep that? No. It is a 24/7 spiritual practice. See? So, kim jagan mithyatva chatra vyavartyasad uta anyatha. Therefore, spiritual practice according to the Vedanta is not. It is like what? Anyatheti vijani drushtartatvena bhuktivat. Bhubukshur japat bhungte na kvachit niyata kvachit. When I am hungry, do I take food according to rules and regulations? When I am hungry, eat, that's it. In the same manner, whenever you are confused, frustrated, immediately invoke your knowledge. Who is miserable? Husband is miserable. Am I really husband? No. Essentially, I am man. By mistake, I became husband. So, for the mistake, you suffer. Okay. You are practicing Vedanta. But if it is all the time happening, practice all the time. See? Or send her to Maike. Not gone to Maika for many years. Your life will become light, not become serious at all. Therefore, like for when you are hungry, there are no rules and regulations. So, ashnati vana ashnati bhunkte va swechaya anyatha yena kena prakarena shrudham api vinishati. So, when you are hungry, only concern is right now I must take food and satiate my hunger. In the same manner, at every moment, we must remain in this 100% alertness. And we should remain. Don't tell others. Come. Do you know? 5 Dhanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, Pancha Prana, Pancha Dhan. No. Practice yourself. When the Vedanta knowledge gets digested, we become silent. Although we talk. Silence is expressed in speech. Meditation is experienced in deep sleep. Samadhi is dynamic. Then this Vedanta knowledge has become really meaningful. Otherwise, only talking Vedanta, lipstick Vedanta will not help. I am not the body, I am not the mind. Which body? That body I am not. But this body I am. Aridambo, that is not the meaning. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om